Okay, so we know that the Doddle Step is a one-number summary of all the RAG ratings that teachers have assigned a pupil within a particular subject. But how do we work it out? In order for us to understand the Doddle Step, we need to define a few things. Let's imagine a short list of 5 statements taught in a department's scheme of work. Each of the statements has a difficulty rating, or step, and once assessed, each has an associated RAG rating, which shows whether a pupil can or cannot do it yet. If we take each of these RAG ratings separately, we can imagine them as a list of different pieces of assessment data. In order to summarise them, we can count them up into a sort of frequency table to show how many there are of each colour at each level. This is going to make it easier for us to understand what the Doddle Step does. We would probably all agree that it would make sense for this pupil to be given a Doddle Step of 2.5, as they are secure up to step 2, are now working at step 3, and are still novice above that. It's rarely this easy to see where we would put a pupil on a scale, however, so for the purposes of this example, let's imagine what the table would look like not after one short topic of 5 statements, but across more of the year's work. Now we can really see why we need this number. The Doddle Step is designed to show how pupils progress, but also, importantly, what curriculum points are holding them back. So the main things we want the Doddle Step to be affected by are low difficulty red RAG ratings and the higher difficulty green RAG ratings. But we don't want, for example, to penalise pupils for trying hard things and not quite getting there yet. So high reds should be ignored. And that's exactly what the Doddle Step does. First, we find the level of curriculum security by using a top-weighted average of the green RAG ratings. In this case, it's around 3.6. But then we take into account the ambers. As ambers are developing statements, they could mean that a high difficulty statement is nearly secure, or it could equally mean that a low difficulty statement is still not secure. So an average of the amber RAG ratings move the overall curriculum security up or down respectively. The ambers and greens together give us an idea of the difficulty level that the pupils are currently working at. So finally, any red RAG ratings with lower difficulty than this will drag the number down, and any above this level are ignored. Teachers use the Doddle Step to identify which pupils have a set of RAG ratings which put them on a lower level than they should be at that point in time based on their prior attainment. This is shown by their target step. Having identified these pupils, teachers use the RAG ratings themselves to help pupils improve. The best way for teachers and pupils to do this is seeking out the easiest or lowest step, red or novice statements. We call this red hunting. And when these statements, sometimes known as the pupil's improvement focus, are found, teachers help pupils to go green on that statement through supported work or targeted intervention. When the pupils have improved, the teacher updates the RAG rating, and over time the Doddle Step increases accordingly.